with Daniele Vaccaro, the author of One Way Ticket to Earth. Would you classify this as a novella?
I'd say short story.
It's easy to read in one night. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about you and your life? You were born and grew up in Italy?
Yeah, and I moved to the UK in 2013.
Do you miss Italy? You get to go back a lot?
Yeah, I do, but I'm happy here, so I'm okay. And yeah, I get to go home a lot, a bit less now because obviously I have a child.
You have a son, and that's actually what inspired you to write this book. How old is your son?
He's 3 now.
So you wrote this directly after he was born?
Yeah. I started thinking about this story after he was born. Because I was writing, and I'm still writing it, but it's taken me ages, a post-apocalyptic novel.
Let's jump into this. Would you like to read the synopsis, or would you like me to read it?
I'd like you to read it.
In this emotionally charged story, Max faces the complexities of life, death, and the profound connections that transcend the boundaries of time and space. After Max's passing, he finds himself reborn on a distant planet, navigating a new existence. The story weaves through themes of love, loss, and the enduring bonds that persist even in the face of unimaginable circumstances. As Max grapples with his identity and purpose, he discovers a rare and timeless connection that transcends lifetimes. The narrative unfolds with a delicate balance of heart-wrenching moments and moments of hope, exploring the resilience of the human spirit and the enduring power of familial love. The story takes readers on an emotional journey that bridges the realms of the extraordinary and the deeply human. Was this story inspired by true life events?
Yeah, this story just came up in my mind as soon as I had my child. And like I said, I was writing a different book, but as I was writing the book, I had this story that kept going in my mind. And so I had to write it. But the idea of the story was to be a message of hope for people that lost someone, and I wrote some notes. As soon as I became a dad, I started thinking about how one day I'll be gone and I won't be there for my son. And I think it's something that all the parents sometimes think, but it's the reality, unfortunately. So I believe there is more than just our earthly life. I believe that the bond that we have with our loved ones goes beyond our human experience. And also I've been reading about people that said that they received signs or messages by loved ones after they passed away. When my father died, I had a dream that we were driving together and he was talking to me. But it was different from any other dream that I've ever had because it felt like it was real.
And you have one son, right? That probably just enhances that feeling of wanting to hold on to what you've got. Do you know personally any parents that have experienced that?
After reading news about children passing away and parents are absolutely destroyed. When a child dies, the parent kind of dies with them. So that whole thing inspires me. Even though it wasn't a personal experience, I still feel the empathy.
And there was actually a pretty recent event in the UK with some losses of children.
It's just beyond me. I don't understand how.
Yeah, that's completely destroying, and I don't even have children. You know, there was a lot of spiritual connotation to your book. What inspired you specifically to choose reincarnation as the means of return?
The funny thing is I'm not even that religious. Yes, I do pray. I'm a Christian, but I'm not that religious. I wrote some notes. I often think about life, about the reason why we're here. Nobody knows the answer. So that's why I believe after death that our consciousness must start again somewhere. We humans have a very limited intelligence. We can't comprehend infinity. There is no real end, in my opinion. Time and space, as far as we know, can be infinite, meaning that also our connections that we have with our loved ones are meant to be forever.
I love that. In this book, there is the loss of a child, and then the child reincarnates on another planet. On this new planet, There's a particularly interesting friendship between the son, and what he doesn't realize at the time is actually the reincarnation of his father, who decided to join him in his grief after his son's loss and becomes best friends with Max. In your perspective, did the father have any self-realization in the afterlife that he was indeed from Earth and that his best friend on the other planet was in reality his son?
So he had a feeling that there was something special between him and Swirn, Max's name on Anton, but he had no idea until he had the dream. He could remember a few bits, that there was something important, and he wanted Max to stay on the planet to figure out what it was about. So he had no idea, but they had a special connection. That's the point, that even if you don't know that you are someone's father, you can still feel the love.
So Max is aware that he's not from Antern, that he is in the wrong place, and that he should be somewhere else. If I remember correctly, he even knows that it's Earth.
He remembers almost everything.
Paul has to experience his loss twice. But the second time he experiences it, it's not as much of a pure loss because he knows that Max is going on to be with someone that he loves. So he supports that and he's happy about that, even though he hates to see him go. Why did you specifically choose to write this as a short story?
So basically it was meant to be a message of hope for all the grieving people out there. And I wanted it to be like an emotional punch. Like, when you're listening to a song, just wanted it to be straight to the point. I've read some short stories that really stuck with me. I don't know if you've read The Egg.
I have not. Is that Andy Weir?
Yeah, it'll make you think about things. So if I tell you what it's about, I'll spoil the whole thing.
Okay. Did you read The Egg before you wrote your story? Was that an inspiration?
Yeah, it was kind of an inspiration. I wanted to do something like that, something that could stick with people. Also, another short story is Brokeback Mountain. It's double the length of my story, but it's so gripping that you can still read it in an hour.
Let's talk about the namesake of the book, One-Way Ticket to Earth. There is a ticket. He actually has a ticket back to Earth that was given to him by his mother when he was in the hospital and she was losing him. That is such a gripping scene. What was the object to four-leaf clover? What was the significance of the four-leaf clover? Because it was something that he gave her.
It was 4.
So she's held on to it. So what was that significant?
It represents the connection Max and Elizabeth have, which is a very rare connection. Clover is something that is really rare. So that's why the four-leaf clover.
Such a simple gift.
Kids always give to their parents that they seem insignificant. They're giving those gifts to you as from their hearts. For them, it means the world. For us, it's just,
That's something that only a mother would say, just something that's seemingly insignificant.
So she knew that there was something about the four-leaf clover, and she even put in a glass cube to preserve it. And then the four-leaf clover traveled with him onto Anton.
And she knew that he was going to come back to her, that his essence was out there somewhere. He finds the four-leaf clover on
Anton,
He convinces the head of this planet to send him back to Earth, and he goes back to Earth. Do you want to finish the plot for us?
I don't want to spoil it.
Go check out One-Way Ticket to Earth, short story by Daniele Vaccaro. Read it. Do a review on his Goodreads, on his Amazon. And make sure you head over there right now to his page and give him a follow because he is
working on a post-apocalyptic novel.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Daniele.
Thank you, and speak soon.
You all have a wonderful day.